Yes, sir. Well, we got things cracking, man.
All
Uh,
right, we started up now.
yes, sir.
Okay, what's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up, man? It's your boy, man, bro, Big D, for Blerdplanet.com. And bro, what's your name?
My name is Kansu Moon, the one and only, man. Wishing
Oh,
peace, power, and prosperity to everybody.
the one and only, man. The one and only. Well, today we're here to talk about the newest thing in the being a blerd is about being a black nerd. That's the black intelligentsia. We say, my son said, everybody's a nerd about something. So a black nerd is a black nerd. A blerd is a black nerd. Today we're going to be talking about being a boss, and something that Dame Dash actually said. He's always said, always kind of touted, but in the recent hip hop news, he's kind of had a going back and forth with Funkmaster Flex, and Lyor Cohen has been introduced. His name has been kind of spoken up, and we all know what Damon Dash feels about Lyor Cohen. What kind of commentary you got so far on this, bro, Consu?
Well, this is a unique kind of situation because I'm a wealth advisor, and in the private sector, unbeknownst to a lot of people, I've dealt with a lot of music labels. I've dealt with a lot of artists on many different levels. And this represents a changing of the guard. I'm going to put it that way. Something that's been a good 10 years in the making with the digitization of audio music.
Mm-hmm.
The record labels have had a problem with being able to attach value with manufacturing and production to digitize music.
Right.
Which the RIAA regulates. And this situation with Dame Dash and Lyor Cohen are nothing new. They were probably, along with other artists who were getting these major deals at the time, back then, were noticing a trend. And the trend was called the internet. And the internet was moving really fast, man. You had MySpace.
Napster.
You had Napster. You had things that were just changing the way music was interfaced and exchanged, in which the labels could not keep up with. They couldn't maintain the ability to regulate and control the sale of music across the world when simultaneously I can record a song and then send it to Sweden in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Or myself and a producer wouldn't have to spend labels' money to collaborate and do a song together.
Mm-hmm.
So the label could not loan shark their way in on a private deal between an artist and a producer.
So you think that killed the 360 deal, or kind of put some damage onto the 360 deal?
No,
and that's why we're just now starting to see that come up back again now.
Well, it's threatening the 360 deal.
Okay.
360s have always been in place. It's just that they wasn't as restrictive. They got a lot more restrictive when artists started owning masters. They started critiquing their publishing. They say, hey, I'm not giving you 90% of my publishing anymore. They started getting deals outside of music.
Yeah.
Clothing deals, sponsorship, and the labels wanted in on it.
Yeah, Pepsi.
And, right. And as things like Napster came about, it made the music more available, which meant, well, I don't have to spend money on manufacturing. This is where labels made their money. Is manufacturing. So and not to get too far off base, but everybody really needs to know what this argument is really about. This is about corporate monopolies and private free enterprise.
Right.
That's what this is. That's what the crux of the argument is.
We're seeing these worlds collide again. We're colliding, and we're going to see them collide even more so, and even on the platform that we're on. We're on YouTube. And Lyor Cohen is he's the president of YouTube Music.
Yeah, he made a forward move.
Okay.
He's one of the fathers of the 360. Him and another guy who people don't talk about, but I'm old enough to know he affected hip hop, which was Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
Unbeknownst to everybody's Russell Simmons fan, Russell Simmons kind of did us an injustice. He might not have known it at the time. I won't hold him against it because hip hop was so young at the time. But when we started annexing different genres like rock into hip hop, it turned into hip hop. And again, the labels needed to find a way to have some real estate in hip hop.
Yeah.
At one point, real estate was an exclusive income or revenue making venue to people in the hood, like the Roxy. You would go to New York to the Roxy. If you wasn't part of the culture, you didn't benefit from it.
Yeah.
So the labels had to find a way to corporately get involved into the music business in the genre of hip hop.
Okay.
You know, I'm a little different. I'm more of a Renaissance guy in hip hop. I like Eminem. I think he's a great lyricist, but he got no business in hip hop. And I know people don't like that. Some people will debate me.
Wow.
And the reason why I don't like it is because he's a byproduct of privilege. He's a byproduct of, it's not his fault.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. I'm not knocking Eminem. I'm knocking the music industry.
Okay.
Now, if we took Eminem's career and started him off today on an independent platform, then he would have every right to be successful. He's a hell of a lyricist. He's one of the greatest we've ever had.
Yeah.
But he had the privilege of coming in on the tail end of a lot of work of African-American people that established hip-hop. And that's what Dame Dash is trying to explain.
Yeah.
Is that Lyor Cohen is coming in and he's using his privilege to market, distribute, and make money off of people that organically built hip-hop. And Lyor Cohen is the reason why an Eminem can flourish. Because Lyor Cohen was telling Dr. Dre what to do, was telling these kind of people were dictating to points of influence what to do. I love NWA, but NWA is the reason hip hop music became what it is today.
Yes, became terrible, man.
Yes.
You know, the day NWA killed hip hop, man. You know, Luke killed hip hop, even though he opened up the voice, man. If you ask me, man, that Jam Pony, that bullshit, man, that killed hip hop, man.
Killed it, dead.
You know, smashed it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? To get dashed against the rocks.
It did, man. It was a point in hip hop where we actually saw. You could see that it was a corporate thing. It wasn't about the art form or the culture.
Yeah.
And this is what Lyor Cohen represents. He represents the Sonys, the 20th Century
and
Fox.
YouTube. I mean, YouTube now is the player in video sharing.
Yes.
I mean, they're the corporate monopoly. They're Google. You know, they're the Google of video. That's basically, that's what they are.
Yes.
So,
and, you know, somebody always texts me when I go live, man. I don't know. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. And if anybody reads the YouTube partnership agreement, it's a 360 publishing deal.
Yeah.
If you look at the constraint, you know, the frame of it, it's a 360 deal. And they come up on top, usually 70-30. Whereas you make a video, you publish it on their platform, they manufacture it digitally through YouTube, through their server, and it's just like making a LP or a CD. They have the right to market, exploit, and tax whomever, based on your popularity, what they want to tax, and then give you a set rate, but can charge whatever rate to the initial sponsor.
Yeah.
So McDonald's may want to put an ad on your video because you got 22 million views. However, you're still going to get the same rate no matter what. However,
now they got everybody in 360 deal.
All the way across. But YouTube is going to go to McDonald's and say, well, this video got 22 million views. So I'm going to charge you $5 per click for this video and $1.50 for the other video. But you still getting the 25 cents.
Yeah.
I mean, the average YouTuber doesn't make money until they get 1,000 views. And then you got to build up almost 4,700 hours of watch time to even by then, well, they've already monetized. I mean, an above average YouTube channel, for people that don't know, is 500 subscribers or more. You're considered above average if you could pull 500 people in to watch you.
Yeah, we got to get some people
mesmerized. Oh, you got 10,000 subscribers. No, all YouTube needs is with their algorithms. They just need you to get 500.
Yeah.
If you get 300 views every time you drop a video, you're actually pretty good.
Okay.
You know, and so that's because of the leverage of the 360 deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like music labels. I don't know if you remember, when hip hop first started, if you went gold, you was internationally worldwide.
Yeah.
Carte blanche.
It was like the first hip hop album to go gold was what not License to Ill. Was it License to Ill?
It might have been License to Ill. There, it was either that or Run DMC.
Yeah, I'm almost thinking it was License to Ill.
Yeah, that went.
Because it was so kind. It was like the Beastie Boys. You got these Jewish boys, from New York. They come in and they take over hip hop and they get a gold album.
Yes.
And that show kind of gave an out. Kind of gave a sign of who was going to be buying hip hop.
And and it's funny you say that.
Phone calls.
Man, it's funny you say that, D, because we're old enough to be able to say this. Let's just take the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
Who didn't like the Beastie Boys?
Mm-hmm.
The Beastie Boys were from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
They were neighborhood kids.
Mm-hmm.
We all could relate to one another. It wasn't a color issue, but they had privilege because Run DMC was doing the same thing, if not better. And Beastie Boys took that style of serving back and forth on the lyrics.
Well, see, and there you go. And that takes us back to race, though. The whole conversation of race, though.
Yeah.
Is what obligation did Lyor Cohen feel to the Beastie Boys that he didn't feel to Run DMC? And so Dame Dash is saying, wait a minute, this guy, how do we know what kind of deal he cut to them versus what kind of deal he cut over here? Because I think what everybody's independent contractors, they're not employees, right?
They're independent contractors. They fill out 1099s.
So if they're independent contractors, then a company can be completely discriminatory in how much you pay them, right?
Yes.
Right. So
yes.
There you go, man. We just drew an arc.
And they put, it's funny. Boy, this is so funny. When you look at a music contract, the number one thing you're going to have is non-disclosure, non-competition, exclusivity. That means that you can't get in another label mate's business. They can't tell you how much they're getting paid, but both of y'all work for the same label. And you'll get put on the shelf and maybe go do some live shows, but Beastie Boys will go do MTV. And one single will blow up because it's getting exposure, and you wonder why one can't compete up with the other.
And Lyor is taking care of his homeboy.
Right.
He made the other man pay.
Right, because we produce half of being.
So why do we have to go to the other man in order to market music to ourselves?
That's right. And I really appreciate the brother Dame Dash, because what he's showing and what we need to start recognizing, and even in today's climate, this is day 6 of the government being shut down. Kudos to probably one of the greatest presidents we ever had, but that's a whole nother subject. We're going to talk about that on Blerd, y'all.
Bag of
the move this brother that made is excellent.
That's my guy right here, man.
Yes, sir.
Don't think I'm playing. I walk the talk, man. You know what I'm
saying? So with this situation here, what Dame is saying is you can make $14 million a year, Flex, or however you've accumulated over how many years. Yeah. And Lyor Cohen can tell you what to do. But I'm a boss. This $2 million that I make is mine.
Yeah, period.
And I'm independently making this $2 million. See, that's the key. And it's great what Dame is doing.
Yeah,
and I hope the artists are paying attention, bro.
Yeah. There's something can be said about that, man. Building your own, man. From the, I say, earlier we were talking, I said, man, Funkmaster Flex is like the dude that wanted to sell the family farm.
Yes.
Dame Dash said, we didn't share crop through and we got this farm down. Now I'm going to keep it.
I'm keeping it, right.
I'm going to grow it.
That's right.
I'm not buying from the company store no more. I am the company store.
Yeah. I love it. I think, Dame is saying, hey, get your own video, your own crew, have your own studio, have your own distribution, have your own media outlets, have your own
so you can do it.
do it all. You can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, you could build your own Universal Studios in your living room.
Yep.
Today. It's not difficult at all.
Yeah.
And I'd rather be broke, knowing that I invested my money in my company.
Yeah.
Than being paid by somebody else and being dictated to. And only an entrepreneur understands where Dame is coming from. It's worth the struggle.
It is.
I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. I love being an entrepreneur. I would not trade it for anything in the world. I was making 6 figures a year, and it almost killed me. So I'm very fortunate to have gotten out of that.
Be free. Give us free. That's it, man. That's all I got, man. That's all I got. You got anything else, bro?
No, all I'm going to say is, man, hey, man, Black intelligentsia, you know, man, that the intelligence of the Black mind is so important. It's valued. It's a resource. And, you know, keep living life intelligently, man. That's all I can say.
Man, be a Blerd, man. That's all I got to say, man.
Blerd up.
Right on, bro. All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Peace.